Hey YouTube, my name is Ivan Albrook and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going through the Vancouver Regionals recap. So Vancouver Regionals just took place this past weekend, and as you can see, I've got the standings here. We're going to go through it all in just a moment, but before we do, I just want to ask that if you enjoy my content, leave a like on this video, drop a comment telling me what deck you're excited to play in this new rotation, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It doesn't hurt, it's free, and it helps me. So thank you so much for being here, and yeah, let's get into it. So Vancouver, on the western side of Canada, held, let's see how many players, 1,314 players. Yeah, Andrew Hedrick took the win. We're going to talk about the list and such as we go on. But if you saw my previous video of the Vancouver Regionals prediction and meta estimates, I just want to go through the percentages, see if I was right. So, as you can see, this is a deck analysis display of the top 6 decks percentage-wise for day 1. I guessed Dragapult to be at 16%, so I wasn't too far off, a few percent, and I knew it was going to be the most played deck. It's a very strong deck. So I got it right for the first place spot. I had Gholdengo EX at 11%. It looks like Gholdengo slipped just underneath Gardevoir percentage-wise. I wasn't too far off, so about 1.5% away. I guess Gardevoir to actually be right at 10%, which is awesome. So I just didn't think Gardevoir would have more players than Gholdengo. I thought Gholdengo would have been very popular over Gardevoir, but I guess not. I guess Miraidon to be 9%, and it's not even on the graphic, which shocked me because, you know, people love their Miraidon, and I honestly thought there would be more Miraidon players, but I guess not. I guess Lugia to be a 7% deck. More people showed up with it than I thought. So that's okay. I mean, Lugia took that number 4 spot there. I guessed Archaludon to be the number 6 spot, and I guess 7%, so I wasn't too far off. But I guess I was just a little bit wrong on the placement. And then Cloth at 7%. That is something I didn't think would happen. I thought Cloth would have only been like 4%. Looks like 7% of the meta was Cloth. And yeah, everything else was just completely incorrect. So that was the top 6 decks. And honestly, Cloth I thought would have rebounded really well following its EUIC win. I thought it would have had a good placement, but as we go through it, I'll show you there wasn't a single Cloth in top 16. So we will go through that right now. So as you can see, you got the top 8 decks. We'll go through them in a second, but I want to focus on like the top 32 decks. See if there's anything that you know, is of interest. We have Rowan Stavino right at 32 with his Guardy. He's been on Guardy for a little bit. You know, you got your lots of Guardies, you got your couple Dragapults, couple Miraidons. There's a Lost Box right at 20th. Pretty good placement. I thought maybe a Lost Box could have snuck into the top 16, but fell just short of that. We have a Regidrago at number 33 and number 9. I didn't think Drago would have done that well, but it looks like it made it into the asymmetrical cut with Christian Labella. Yeah, nothing too crazy. You have like a few Gholdengos, you have some Lugias. Looks like some Lugias fell just short of making top 8. I see Hunter North there, good Canadian player. He squeaked into 16th, which is great for him. And yeah, as we go through here, it looks like most of like the top 16 was filled up with like Lugia, Guardy, and Gholdengo. Like I said, Christian Labella just fell short of 9th place. And also not a lot of Archaludon, honestly. I know one made top 8. The next highest placement was 55th. Wow. 55th and 57th. So that's something that I honestly thought would, we'd see more of, but honestly, I don't know. Just didn't do as well. We saw Snorlax in 46. I think that's the highest placing one that we saw. An Ancient Box, 49th with Cameron Kawasaki. Saw Raging Bolt at 56th. Saw Charizard make two Charizards make top 64. See a Ceruledge squeaking into top 64. That's pretty cool. A Terapagos, 42nd. Yeah, just lots of interesting stuff, honestly. So not a whole ton of variety. I mean, this top 8 had a couple surprising decks like Roaring Moon and, Pidgeot Control. There's always one Pidgeot Control that does well. So, yeah, let's go through the top 8 decks here. I'm just going to look through the deck list. Let's look at Aban Ahmed's Pidgeot Control list. If this will load, that'd be fantastic. Maybe it's not loading for some reason. Okay, there's the Archaludon list. Maybe his list isn't working. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is Aban's list. Looks pretty standard. He actually played the Milotic EX. Not every Pidgeot Control plays that card. They usually play just the smaller Milotic to prevent Turos and Pennies. 2 Accompanying Flutes. That's cool. Ursaluna, Badoo, Radiant Serena. A 2-1-2 Pidgeot line, a couple Snorlaxes. Yeah, nothing too crazy. I'd say the Milotic is probably the most interesting thing of this deck. Pidgeot Control's been good for a while. Don't know how well it's going to be after rotation, but hey, someone will make it work. Hiroshi Takeda, he made 7th place with Archaludon. Looks like it included the Dialga. This is pretty standard Dialga list. It plays Relicanth, the 1-1 Dialga line. Yeah, this is pretty standard. 3rd Jamming Tower. Some people play Pokestop or just 2 Jamming Towers. Looks like he opted for the 3rd one. Scoop Up Cyclone as the ace spec. The Thornton, which not every Archaludon plays, but I think if you play Dialga, you should play Thornton. And yeah, looks like a pretty standard Archaludon list. Nothing too special. Next, we have Anil Saini on Dragapult. And Anil is a really cool dude from the GTA area, and he is the co-host of the Shift Gear podcast. I will link that YouTube channel in my description. Love their podcast. I listen to it all the time. Him and Kieran make some great content. Okay. Looks like Anil took after the Hernandez brothers and went with the No Dusknoir Dragapult build. So it looks like it's playing the Unfair Stamp, Defiant Vest, which is really cool. 2 Crispin, 3 Lance. Yeah, just looks like a pretty standard Bolt list. Plays 1 Candy. And yeah, like I said, looks pretty standard. If you guys watched the stream at all, the winning in for top 8 was between Anil and Rowan. Went to the 3rd game. I believe, and I think Rowan unfair stamped Anil to 1 or 2, either Iona or unfair stamp, and Anil drew the Crispin to get the Radiant Alakazam out of the active spot. What a top deck. It's unbelievable how he was able to steal that series. Wow. But yeah, props to him. He's a good player, good guy, and yeah, he definitely deserves the top 8. Very good player. And then we have another Canadian. I believe Trevor Reed is from British Columbia, like on the western side of Canada. And he got top 8 with Goldengo. Looks like he just played a standard list. Played the Spiritomb, which not every Dingo plays. And yeah, it just looks pretty standard. It's got the 2 gears, 3 ciphers. Nothing too special. Just a standard Dingo list. And yeah, I think he lost to Andrew Hedrick, I think, in top 8. Andrew Hedrick played some insane Pokemon this weekend. I was watching some of his matches. And yeah, the things he pulled off was crazy. Caleb Rogerson, 4th place with Miraidon. Like I said, Miraidon could definitely sneak into top 8 if it does well and draws hot. Looks like Caleb Rogerson had a good tournament. He's got like the ever so standard Miraidon with Area 0 list. Looks like he played Rotom. And yeah, literally nothing special. Maybe the vacuum. The vacuum looks a little out of the ordinary, but that's pretty much it. He made top 4. And then Lee Boy made 3rd place with Roaring Moon, one of my favorite decks. Yeah, he's got a pretty standard moon list. The 3 big moons, 1 baby moon, baby Koraidon, the Penny, which is a cool card, the 1 catcher, 1 rod. Yeah, looks like he just went to town this weekend, and he kind of just pulled everything that he could. Yeah, I was watching his I think it was a top 4 match against Lucas Zing. I think he bricked pretty hard towards the end. I think it was Lucas Zing. I might be wrong. I'm a little hazy on it right now, but yeah, it looks like, another good finish for Moon before the rotation. I'm not too sure how good the deck is, after losing Dark Patch and Pokestop and, Greninja, losing its big pieces. So, we'll see. I don't really think the deck will be that strong to start off, but hey, you never know. Someone might make it work. And then in the finals, Andrew Hedrick defeated Lucas Zing with his Dragapult deck. We're going to go through Lucas Zing's deck. I'm pretty sure it's just like a standard. Okay, never mind. There's a couple changes. Looks like Lucas Zing played, the standard 4/4 Dango. It looks like he played the baby Dango. So if you don't know what the baby Dango does, if it evolved this turn, it does 30 damage for 1 energy, and if it evolved, it does an additional 90. So that's 120 damage, which is pretty good. It's pretty good into the mirror match. And then Surf back, you may shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into the deck. So I don't think you're going to attack much with the Dango, like the second attack. I think the first attack is just mainly to deal with Mimikyus and, weird stuff like that. Looks like he played a Roxanne, which not every Dango plays. He also played Spiritomb, which again, not every Dango plays. But hey, you know what? He got pretty far with the tournament. And yeah, another 2nd place for Lucas Zing. And then Andrew Hedrick. This guy is unbelievable when he plays in a grand finals. If he makes it to a grand finals, he does not lose at any major tournament. He has not lost a single grand final. So props to Andrew Hedrick to, just show up, get his win into the top cut, and then just steamroll everybody in top cut. Props to him. Looks like he played like the standard, the standard Dragapult Dusknoir, the 4/4-3 Pult, and then the 3/1-2. He played the Lumineon and the Rotom. Not every list plays both. He played 1 Badoo, 3 Lance, 3 Iono, 3 Arven, 1 Turo. Some people play 2. He played the Crystal over the Stamp, which I prefer the Crystal over the Stamp personally. I think you can't really miss a beat as Dragapult, or you can kind of get into weird positions, but Andrew Hedrick, I was watching him play and he pulled every game out of nowhere. Like there was a point where I was literally in the Twitch chat and I was like, if I'm Andrew, I'd probably scoop. And then everyone in the Twitch chat roasted me, and they were rightfully so, because Andrew ended up winning that game by coming back from a 1-6 prize deficit. Dragapult's very strong, guys. If you want to play a good deck, play Dragapult and learn it. It is so good. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. There was another regional. I'm not going to go too in-depth with it, but Fortaleza in Brazil, as you can see, Vinny Fernandez won the Masters division, and his brother Gabriel Fernandez won the Seniors division with the exact same 60, which is absolutely insane. But hey, you know what? This is in Brazil. Looks like you have a Lost Box, a Guardy, a Roaring Moon, a Guardy, Pult Noir, a Guardy, and a Dragapult. So, wow, what a showing for Dragapult this weekend. It won both regionals that happened, and you know what? It is a very strong deck. Going into rotation, it doesn't really lose much. You lose your Alakazam, you lose Rotom, you lose Lance, you lose Steelstone, and that's pretty much it. You don't lose a hell of a lot else. It's a very, very strong deck. And I'm going to try to play it more. Personally, I've been kind of slacking on playing it. I wanted to kind of have fun with decks that are rotating out like Lugia, and you know, I've been trying to play Miraidon, you know, here and there, but yeah, Dragapult is very strong, guys, and like I said, pick it up if you haven't already. There's actually a Battle League deck coming out pretty soon with Dragapults included, and yeah, definitely buy that if you're newer to the TCG. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's a simple video yet again, but yeah, there's not much to go over. I mean, like, this is one of the last tournaments in this format. Pretty soon we're going to be talking about, you know, Enzorwark and Lily's Clefairy and all that jazz. There's going to be a whole bunch of different decks that are going to take the game by storm, and I can't wait to share them with you when the time comes. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed my content, like I said, please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.